So the course that we've got next week, the reason I wanted to do this briefing, and I haven't done briefings before for the 2-day courses, but this is a 3-day course, and we're going to be going into some deep areas, and I just wanted to kind of let you know where we were going to go so you could prep a little bit in terms of that depth. So the agenda you can see behind me, we've got 3 sets of coaching practices. So every day in the afternoon, we're going to do a practical hands-on coaching practice. Now, we're going to learn that the Agile coaching role has got some different kind of stances. Sometimes as an Agile coach, we're teaching and we're going to teach people skills. Other times we're going to mentor and give them some advice. And on other times, we're going to use professional coaching to help people solve problems. So when you see the coaching practice, this is using professional coaching skills, the sorts of skills that we use in terms of leadership coaching. So the difference between teaching, mentoring, and professional coaching is that in the professional coaching, we ask great questions to help people solve problems for themselves, rather than us saying, I think you should do this. I think you should do this. So the professional coach is using powerful questions to help people solve problems. And as we know, if we can get somebody to solve the problem for themselves, they're much more likely to take action to improve than if I just say, go and do this. So that's kind of the concept. So when we go through these 3 rounds of coaching practice, you're going to be experiencing 10 professional coaching sessions. So it's going to be lots of practice. Now, for one of those coaching sessions, you're going to be watching me. Now, if I was to do this in person, I'd probably do that as a live demo with one of you. I think it's going to be easier for me to just show you a video of me coaching where I'm going to prepare some kind of prompts so you can see what's happening on the way, and you could watch that video again. In fact, you could watch that video now if you really want, but you don't need to. Then after you've seen me coaching using the model, now a coach has a model. So a professional coach has a model, just like people who help people. So Nikki, you work in the not-for-profit sector, and you've got people helping people in need every day, and a lot of them on the phones. Now, those people on the phones have got a model. All people who help people have got a model. And when you're coaching, you're going to have a model. So using the model in these 3 rounds of practice, you are going to be the coach every day. You're going to be the coach. Every day, you will also be a coachee where you're being coached to solve a problem. And you'll also be an observer. So we're going to be working in trios. And imagine for a couple of hours every afternoon, you're going to be coaching, then you'll be coachee, and then you'll be observing. So the reason for this briefing call is to say, well, when you come and you are being coached, you have to have an issue. Now, I'm not suggesting that you might not have any issues, but what I want to help you, what type of issue do you need? On day 1, I want you to bring an issue, which is something, it could be a non-work issue. So maybe you're going to bring an issue related to things that frustrate you outside of work. Could be an issue with a neighbor. Could be an issue with a relative or family. I wouldn't suggest you bring a relationship problem with your immediate partner, because that might be a little bit too raw for your coach, because they're going to coach you on this topic. But kind of an everyday home problem. And I'll give you an example. Like, my wife keeps saying to me, Sam, I think we should move house. And I'm like, well, I'm not sure we should. And we've kind of been having this discussion for a while, and I don't know the answer. So the key thing with this problem, it's a problem you don't know the answer to. In other words, you haven't solved it. Now, it doesn't have to be a home problem. It could be a work issue. But again, for day 1, don't bring me something too complex. But a work problem that you haven't solved could be a good topic as well as a home one. When we go to day 2 and 3, so the first one, I want you to bring a home one. The second one on day 2 is when, if we look at the rest of this agenda, day 1 is about business agility and coaching the org. Day 2 is about coaching the business unit and a leader, so leadership coaching. And day 3 is coaching communities and also coaching the team. So day 2, an issue around leadership, maybe. It could be an issue you've got with a leader. It could be your confidence coaching leaders. or it could be a problem that you're trying to help solve for a leader. So day 2 may be a kind of more worky leadership topic. And then day 3, maybe it's something to do with working with teams. Now, ultimately, you could bring anything to those 3 rounds of coaching, but I want you to think before the course, I want you to brainstorm at least 6 issues, 2 for each, so that you've got 6 things to bring, and then we can kind of talk about them and make sure that you've got the right type of issue to fit the moment in the course. So your homework is to think of, against the bucket of home/easy work issue for day 1, a kind of business problem for leadership day 2, and day 3 something to do with teams. Or you can just bring me 3 issues that are from a personal perspective. If you've got a big backlog of, if you've got a lot of issues you want help with, bring your issues. You're going to get coached. Okay. There's one bit on day 2 where we're going to get a little bit deep with emotions, and I'm going to teach you a model, which is what you're going to use when someone comes to you in tears. What do you do as a coach? Someone's really emotional. Maybe they're really angry. Maybe they're really frustrated. Maybe they're really upset. Now, for this one, the activity is called Rewiring Your House, and you're going to have a play with this. So again, I don't want you to think of something too personal, not something that's really, really upset you, but maybe it's something you get a little bit, is there something at work that makes you really a little bit tense, and that you can feel anger, or you can feel deep frustration or anger or something like that. I wouldn't bring something that brings sadness necessarily. Again, be fair on the people that are coaching you. But if you can think of something in the recent past that's kind of could be home or work, where you've got that real deeper emotional connection to an issue, that's what we're looking at on the second day. It's a 3-day course, and it is a certified course. And for you to get certified, you need to be there for the whole time. If you've got work things, I'm really hoping you can move them. So like when we're doing these 3 rounds of coaching, it would be unfair for you to duck out when you're being the observer or something and someone doesn't get the feedback. So I really want you to look at calendars and try and make sure you've got that. From a personal perspective, I know that there could be something in there that you've got that you can't change. So let me know. Yeah.
I have little half an hour, but I'll be back. And that is usually in the morning, not in the afternoon.
Okay. Yeah. The mornings are going to be more a bit more me teaching and you learning things that are less kind of deep. It's these afternoon sessions when they're deeper. But let me know which day it is, Soma. Send me a note, and
Yes,
I'll double check. I'll double check where we'll be on the agenda. Now, the slides are available now, all through Mural. So the Mural space is open, so you can go in there and have a play. If you want to have a look at what we're doing ahead of time, you can. If you haven't got time, you don't need to. The pre-work is quite extensive, and it might take you half an hour. There's a survey that you need to do. So have a look at the pre-work, the survey in terms of Agile coaching. And some of it, depending on your role, might feel a little bit irrelevant if you're not an Agile coach now, but you'll still get value from the survey, from learning what an Agile coach has to think about. So when you do the survey, even if you're going, well, I don't do this at the moment, it will help you look at the bigger picture of the Agile coach role. So try more to learn from the questions rather than thinking, this isn't relevant to me. And then the other bit of pre-work was a podcast for 15 minutes or something like that. So enjoy the week ahead, and I'm very excited to bring you this course. And I think it's got lots of things that you're going to love. So bring yourself, and I look forward to sharing it with you.